Hey guys, this is Scott from Scott to Grow Podcast, and welcome to our new video series, ReWatching Star Trek Discovery. That's right, I'm starting this new video series where I'm rewatching each of the episodes of Star Trek Discovery, then making a video about each of the episodes, just giving you guys my thoughts, some things I noticed in it that I liked, and stuff like that. So for this very first video, I'm going to be talking about the first episode of Star Trek Discovery, episode 1 of season 1. The Vulcan handshake. So as I do with my other rewatch series, I'm going to just start off by giving you guys the IMDb plot summary. But when I say that, I mean the Wikipedia plot summary for this episode, just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about, that way we're all on the same page. And then after that, I'll just give you guys my thoughts. So let's just dive right in with that summary. I apologize in advance for any names I pronounce incorrectly. I can't do this very well. But anyways, let's get into it. The plot summary for season 1, episode 1, the Vulcan handshake says, investigating a damaged satellite near a binary star system on the edge of Federation space, the crew members of the USS Shenzhou discover an object obscured from their sensors. After First Officer Michael Burnham volunteers to investigate the object, she finds an ancient carved vessel. She is attacked by a Klingon, and when she is trying to escape, she accidentally kills him. A group of Klingons mourn the death of their soldier dubbed the Torchbearer before the outcast Vok? I don't know if I said that right, guys. I don't know how you correct me on that. Anyways, volunteers to take his place as the Torchbearer. The Klingons reveal themselves in a cloakable ship. Their leader preaches to his followers of the Federation's attempts to usurp the individuality of the Klingons and their culture, and plans to fulfill an ancient prophecy by uniting the 25 great Klingon houses, as was once done by Kalesh. I really should have looked up some of these names. I apologize. Anyways, they activate a beacon that summons the Klingon leaders. Burnham attempts to prevent a war, by firing on the Klingons first, but is stopped against the wishes of Captain Georgioutu. I should have looked up these names. Anyways, we end off the episode with a group of Klingon ships showing up, and that's how the episode ends off. And that's the first episode summary. I really enjoyed this new series, this second rewatch. I picked up a lot more of these little things. I guess I wasn't paying as much attention when I first watched this, but on the rewatch, I noticed a bunch of cool things, the cool ties to it. But I think the main thing I have to say before we get too far is that I like this as a good sci-fi show, not movie. It's a good sci-fi show. As for whether it's a good Star Trek show, I'm going to leave more up to the topic for people a little bit more Star Trek fans. I like all the Star Trek shows and movies and stuff like that, but I wouldn't classify myself as a hardcore fan. As you can see, I couldn't pronounce half these names, but I still enjoy these because they're good sci-fis. I like sci-fi TV shows and they're good sci-fis, and I felt this one in particular is a really good action sci-fi, which is why I feel there's maybe some resistance to it from original Star Trek fans, because Star Trek was never really about the action and the violence. It was more about the diplomacy and stuff like that. So I feel I can kind of understand why some people might be a little hesitant to it, but I really enjoyed this one because I like the feel, I like the look, even though it is a little off-putting, the fact that this is a prequel series that has more advanced technology than all the other series had before. But we always run into that problem when making prequel series and in sci-fi, the technology is all weird. It's hard to keep that consistent, but it was a little strange. It was a little strange throughout this episode. But let's get to some things I have written down that I liked about this episode in particular. I liked how it opened with the Klingons and they're just speaking in Klingon. I like that they didn't even bother trying to make them speak English. They just give us those subtitles. I like that kind of originality and sticking to that. What else do I like about this episode? I like the opening credits, but it also doesn't feel quite like most Star Trek opening credits. I do like when they have the ship flying through different galaxies. I do miss that a little bit, but I do like the design of this one in general and thought it was pretty cool. What else do I have written down? Okay, so I just have some different elements from this episode that I liked in particular. There's a line that says, "Let's take a walk," at the beginning when we first introduced to the captain and her first officer, and they're on that desert planet, and their signal isn't working, they can't get it through, so she's like, let's take a walk, and they end up making, the Star Trek logo, that, their insignia thing in the sand, and that what leads it there. It's a cool little thing. And then that entrance by the USS Shinzu through the clouds is just a really cool entrance. So I thought that I really dig that. I like the look of the ship. It's pretty cool. It reminds me a little bit of like the Voyager type design, which I guess makes a little bit more sense. It isn't I'm not sure. I'm not really great with the different classifications of the ships. I'm not even going to pretend to, but I think it does remind me a little bit more like the Voyager, if I'm not mistaken. But be sure to correct me in the comments below, guys, if I'm not right about that at all. What else do I have written down? I like the flashback scenes that connect the first officer Michael Burnham to Spock's dad. It is a little weird and forced, and a little strange considering the original canon, but I'm open to new things. They rebooted Star Trek in the movies, so why not do something different? I'm open to it. I thought those flashbacks were cool and well done. What else do I have written down? I like that they have two different Klingon things, the beacon, and then you see the warship come out, uncloak itself, which was pretty cool. What else do we have? I like the one science officer guy played by Doug Jones. I forget his actual name in the show, but he's cool. I like that he's just like all doom and gloom because of his species, as his alien species is like that. They're just like, yeah, we sense death, and I smell it all over this situation right now. And I'm just like, yeah, I get you, I feel you, shit's gonna go down. And so I really like that guy's character. What else do I have written down? Well, then she hollow chats with Spock's dad again. I like that she went to him for advice. I like that they're kind of bringing him in not as much as possible, but they bring him in a lot throughout this first season. So it's kind of interesting to see that they brought him in twice in just the first episode, in the first pilot, but it makes sense. They want to bring that connection to the original series. What else do I have written down? Oh, they say the episode name in the episode itself. Somebody says the name, she says, let's try Vulcan Hello, and I always love when things say the name of the thing in the thing. If that makes sense, those of you who understand that, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, what else do I have written down? I thought all the different, I already kind of mentioned how the look is a little different. They did, one point she's in like this spacesuit with the booster pack, jetpack thing. That looked so beyond anything that's ever been in a Star Trek before, but I still thought it looked pretty cool, so I like it. Same with the Klingon one. That one was just crazy, but it was cool. But again, it just didn't feel like a fit, but I also can't remember at all what any kind of spaceships looked like in the original series, or any of the series at all. Did they ever wear spacesuits? I thought they were always in a shuttle of some kind. I know they couldn't use a shuttle. They say why they couldn't use a shuttle in this one, but I feel like that was maybe intentionally done. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if that armor, the Klingon guys' armor, if that was accurate, and whether the spacesuit things were accurate or not either, because I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, just overall, I really liked this episode. I thought it was pretty good. I like that it ends off with the kind of little cliffhanger. I like a pilot ends with a cliffhanger, because you're like, yo, let's hope this show gets picked up so we can see it. Obviously, we knew this show was already going to be done. We were going to get all the episodes for this first season, so I like that I can hop right in and watch that second episode, but I'll talk about that more when I get to that second episode. But that brings me to the end of this very first video in the ReWatching Star Trek Discovery series. Be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys thought of this first video and what you guys thought of this episode in particular. Did you like it? Did you not? I always like to hear people's opinions about the different shows I watch. Be sure to share those in the comments below. Be sure to also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thanks for joining me today, guys. Have a good one.